Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this outfit using a princess that's busty. So if this is what you're interested in, let's get right into the video. So we're going to rule a line that is going to serve as our shoulder line and our starting line. And of course, from that shoulder line, we're going to mark our bust point. Then we're going to mark our under bust, our waistline, and 2 inches allowance. So we're going to take this measurement all over again. So we're going to have a perfect vertical lines. So for the beginners, like these vertical lines are the lines in which we're going to take every other measurement on. That's why you see us ruling it like this. So the next thing we're going to do is to take our shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then our neck width. What we're saying is our neck wideness is 3 inches and the deepness of our neck is 3 inches. So we actually do not need this. If you can remember from the video, it's actually a deep v-neck, but I'm making this so it will be easier for the beginners. So the next thing we're going to do is to come up by 2 inches. The aim of this is to get our chest line, and also our chest line will serve as our armhole line. So we're just going to rule another vertical line just like so. So we're just labeling so it doesn't get confusing along the line. So the next thing we're going to do is to still put our shoulder measurement. Like I said, the chest line is the armhole line, so we can have our armhole line. So gradually you can see our basic bodies is out. So we're going to step down our shoulder by 1 inch just like so, because we do not have a straight shoulder. On our bust point, we're going to do our nipple to nipple divided by 2. My nipple to nipple is 4 inches plus half inches for an half, and along the line you remove half inches, so the rest of it from the under bust will be 4 inches just like so. So on the armhole line, we're going to divide our armhole into 2 just like so, and then we're going to come in with half inches just like so, and then we're going to connect. You can see that gradually our armhole is gradually forming out. You can see it already. So I'm just going to take the nipple to nipple measurement all over again so you don't get confused. At the bust point 4.5, then under bust 4, waist 4, and allowance 4. So we're just going to connect from the shoulder. Then we're going to come step down by 4 inches just like so, and then we're going to connect these dotted lines to the 4 inches and not the 4.5. Remember when we wanted to get our armhole, we came down by 4.5, but now to get our center front dart, we're going to step down by 4 inches. So around the under bust, we're going to come in by 2 inches just like so, so we can form our side curves. So we're just going to roll down just like so, and then we will make our curves out. You can do this with your free hand if you do not have a curve ruler. Sorry, at this point I was just struggling with my marker. So you can see our curves are out already. So from that 4 inches, we're going to step down by 2 inches just like so, and then we connect, the curve bust part to that particular 2 inches that we actually stepped down with. Just take your time, you're going to understand. Remember, we stepped down by 2 inches, so we're going to replace that 2 inches again. If not, we're not going to have an equal joining when we're joining our center to our sides together. You can see already that it's equal, so we're just going to create another armhole again just like so. This is completely easy. Just take your time, you understand it. So now the next thing we're going to do is to remove the pointiness of our bust, just like so we can have a sweet curve around that area. And basically this is just it. So we're just going to impute our bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches, so in allowance, our waist measurement divided by 4. Then we're going to replace that that we took earlier, which is 2 inches, then plus 2 inches allowance again. And then on our allowance, we're still going to do the same thing we took on the waist plus 2 inches allowance, and we're just going to connect all of these dotted lines together, and basically that's just everything for this princess that. So this part I'm shading is a part you're just going to cut out. So please, just for the beginners, just take your time and look at how I am cutting it out, so you don't actually get confused. So we're going to use this particular this part we've drafted out along the line to cut out the back. We're not going to draft out the back, we're just going to cut it out. It's another easy way to make a princess that's back. So this is it for our front. So now this is at this point, like, I'm just trying to cut out the front, the side, the bustier part of the front. So I'm still going to use this part to cut out my back. That's why I actually did not draft the back out. I'm using a princess that's back too as well. So my material is actually folded into two to get the two sides. So now this is me introducing a new material. So this point is where we're going to cut out one of the sides of the back. So just watch closely. It's actually very easy. You will definitely understand it. So this is the front placed on a new material. So you're just going to cut the straight line and bust there, and then you fold the bust part. Remember, the back does not have a bust, so you're just going to fold that part, and every other thing is you tracing exactly what you did for the front. So the difference is you're just going to fold the bust part because the back does not have. So this is how it's looking. So for the center front, my material equally is on fold, the front part is closed. So this center front part, you're still just going to trace out exactly what we drafted out. You're just going to trace it out. They were still going to use this center front again to cut the center back. I don't know if you understand, but now this is how it is. You're just going to place it on a folded material again, and you're just going to add 2 inches, which is going to serve as our zipper allowance, and you just trace out again. So this is an easy way to just cut your princess that's back. Then you're not going to use the same neck depth and width. You're just going to step down by 1 or 1.5 inches, and basically this is what the back is looking like. This is the front and the side. This is how the back is looking like. So you're just going to join the sides to the center, just like so, just as you're joining your bustier to the center front, just like so. It's really not that difficult. So this is what my bustier is looking like after I had joined together. At this point, I have not ironed, so you're just going to iron, and this is what the back is looking like. You see that we now have our princess that's back. So now at this point, now I actually lost some part of my video. I'm really sorry about that. So in order to get the v-neck at the back, you're just going to step down by 11 inches. This is my nipple to nipple point. I wanted the back to be deep. If you want it to be deeper, you can still step down, and you're just going to take from the neck width, you're just going to cut down to that 11 part that you stepped down to. So you can see how the V is out already at the back. So now you're still going to check if your armhole rather is exactly the way we drafted. Remember, my armhole was 9 inches when I came up by 2 inches from my bust point. So you're just going to check. At this point, I have 7 inches, so I'm going to step down by 2 so I can get the 9 inches that I actually drafted out earlier. So you're still going to do the same thing. Like, basically, if you're sewing, this is what you're going to do to check your armhole. And sometimes when you forget to check, you see that your armhole becomes very tight. So now after that, you're still going to do the same thing for the front. This is the part that I actually lost, but it's basically the same thing I did for the back. So you're just going to fold your material into 2, and you'll check if you actually have the same measurement, just exactly as I did for the back. So now you're just going to take your tape and check at this point I still have the same thing. Mind you, I lost this part, so that's why you're not, it's actually looking as if I had the same thing, but I had 7, then I stepped down. Then you're still going to come down again. This, basically for the front is just how you want it to be deep. I actually came down by 11 inches, and then you're just going to cut out basically just as I did for the back. So I lost that part of the video, that's why you see me doing it again. So this is what our front actually looks like at this point, and it's looking very, very fine. So now for the attached parts for the front, you're just going to measure your shoulder measurement. So my shoulder measurement is 7.5. So you're just going to measure 7.5 and rip that off. Please let this door face or mirror face you're using be equal to the length of your full front part, that is the joining of your skirt and the upper, so you don't start joining together. So now at this point you're just going to place the front to the door face part, which is the blue part. As you can see, I've already joined my upper body and my down bodies together, but I actually made a mistake. Please do not line in your down when you're doing this. So after stitching, you line it so you have a neat finishing. So now you're just going to cut out just like so, like placing the front to the door face, and you're just going to get that your v-neck again. This is what I was actually talking about. So now the next thing you're going to do is to cut out the Y shape. If you remember in front, like there's actually a Y shape, like the down part of it is not as wide as the upper part of it. Like the upper part is wide because of the neck, so that's why you see that you find it out with your shoulder measurement, so you can have exactly the shape of your v-neck. So after that, you're just going to cut on both sides, like to form the Y shape. You see, I've already trimmed out the other part, and now I'm trimming this other end, and you can basically just see the shape entirely. So you're just going to cut out just like so. This part is a bit tricky, but just take your time and you're just going to get what you want. So after that, the next thing you're going to do is you try to fold around it and properly arrange it. Like I said, this part is a bit tricky, but just take your time and you just get it. So you just keep folding the ends together. Remember, this part is actually stitched on top. That's why I said don't line in your down bodies first. I actually made a mistake. I lined mine, so don't do the same to your own. Just join your upper bodies and your down bodies together. Then after stitching this blue part on it, then you can join your lining to have a very neat finishing. So I actually forgot that part, and I thought to share with you guys so you don't see the stitch mark beneath your gown. So you just keep arranging and arranging, like whichever way that you can just have a perfect straight line on it. It's completely fine. So this is how I was just doing it. Like you just keep stitching and stitching. You check, you stitch, so that the door face on the material is straight. If you don't take your time to arrange this thing, you see that it won't be straight, like it will be slant. When you wear the dress, like it will be obvious that you really did not take your time to arrange this thing. So whichever way you can just arrange it to have a perfect straight line. So at this point, I was just checking both edges to make sure I have the same thing. So at this point, if I have 10, I want to check the other side if I'll have 10 too. Any point I have 9, I'm still checking the other point if I have 9 too. So that was how I actually got mine. So I don't know, whichever way you can do to get your own straight line, you can just do like that. And if you don't know any way to do that, you can just use this pattern that I actually used. So basically that's just how you keep arranging until you get what you want. So you just stitch on it. Please use the same color. You just stitch on it so it will not be obvious, and then you're going to turn with your lining, so your neckline will be very neat as well. So you go ahead to join with the back and add your hands together, and basically that just everything for this tutorial. So this is how it's looking after I'd stitched together to the other body. So you can see how neat it's actually looking. So just take your time, arrange it, and iron properly, and you just have a perfect and neat finishing. So thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye for now.